Okay, multi-step inequalities. So some of these things are review, but make sure you follow them. It's just like solving equations. Simplify on either side of the inequality first. Remember where the inequality is located. Keep everything in line. Work it the way I do it. Neatness helps. Trying to get one of the variable, not negative one. And leave the variable term till last can be helpful. Pay attention if you need to reverse the inequality. That's if you're multiplying or dividing both sides by a negative number. And know when it's all real numbers. It looks like that. That'll be a quiz question. Both of these numbers are the same. So 18 is less than or equal to 18. So if that's true, then it's all real numbers. Remember, you could have some that are no solution. So that's if you get something that looks like this. 20 is less than or equal to 13. That is not true. So that's the empty set. So your set of answers is empty or no solution. It's definitely not 0. Do not write your zeros like this because it means something different. Okay, let's look at number 1. We're going to solve and graph this. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make a line, and that is where my inequality is. So whatever I do to one side, I have to do the same thing to the other. So first thing I want to do is I'm going to leave my variable term till last. So I'm going to add 13. Do the same thing to both sides of the equal sign. So I have negative 11x is greater than 55. Okay, next thing is I have negative 11 multiplied by x, so to undo it, I divide by negative 11. Here's something to watch out for. I'm dividing both sides by a negative number, so I need to reverse the inequality. Of course, that's 1. That's negative 5. And there's your graph. Again, make sure you come after school if you have questions on graphing. Number 2. Here's my inequality. I got to do the same thing on both sides. So I have 10 minus 2w. So I need to get rid of this 10. I need to subtract 10 because it's positive. Pay attention here. Many people think because this is subtraction you need to add 10. That's not correct. This negative goes with the 2. So subtract 10 on both sides. It looks like that. Now I have negative 2w. I need to divide both sides by a negative 2. But once again, watch out. Since you're dividing both sides by a negative number, reverse the inequality. That's a great thing to annotate right there. So that cancels the 1, and this is 6.5. Okay, of course, then you can make your graph. It can be equal to so it looks like that. Number 3. So if you have something like this, you got to simplify on as much as you can first. So distributive property. Notice how I use addition of the opposite here, negative 18. Here's my inequality. I got to do the same thing on both sides. I'm going to subtract 30w. So I have negative 18 less than or equal to 6w. Divide by 6. So it looks like that. You do not reverse the inequality because I didn't multiply or divide both sides by a negative. And last one. I'm not going to graph number 3. We've already done a lot of those. I need to simplify as much as I can first. These are like terms. So that's 4x. So I just combined my like terms. Now I need to decide which side to get my variables to. And it doesn't matter, but what I see here is I have 4x on both sides. So if I subtract 4x on this side and on that side, this is all I have left, because these add to 0. Well, is this true? Is 25 less than or equal to negative 12? No. So the answer is there is no solution. This is not 0. It's no solution. Make sure you remember that. Make sure you've annotated this. Rewatch any parts that you need. Study all the previous notes because you need to know that stuff. And take the Edmodo quiz.